5,000 metres.
It is indeed, yes, 25 years ago. Certain Daniel Komen set the meeting record, 12:39.74. It was a world record at the time. What a field this is. It's a huge field, but it's a very high caliber field as well. Let's have a look at those names. Akbash Kiprop, Emmanuel Kiprop, who's going to be one of the two pacemakers. There is Krop, Jacob Krop, the World Championship silver medalist, Commonwealth bronze medalist. Stewie McSwain coming back into his best form. Nicholas Kip-Correa, the Eugene 7th placer, Almgren and Buru. And Fisher, watch Grant Fisher, 4th in Eugene over 10,000 metres. He was 6th in the 5,000 at the World Championships. US champion this year, and he is a huge talent, is Grant Fisher. Woody Kincaid is there as well. NACAC champion over 5,000 was Woody Kincaid just 10 days or so ago. Dikko Minayo, watch him too. Watch out for Lobaloo. He was the surprise winner of Stockholm. That run really caught me unawares. 7:29 he won over the 3,000 metres distance there. It was a 20-second improvement. But this man, Jacob Krop, has to start as the favourite. Number 10 all-time is Krop. And he's the second fastest in the world this year. Nicholas Kip-Correa, though, is out there as well. Watch him. Well, a couple of athletes there, just not quite sure how to stand on the start line, but they get underway. 12.5 laps of the track. That Daniel Komen meeting record, 12:39. Well, makes him the 4th fastest man in history. Joshua Cheptegei remembers the world record over that amazing 12:35 2 years back in Monaco. Now, they need to go out here, well, in around 61 seconds per lap if they're going to get down there towards 12:40. The scheduled tempo is 2:34 for the first kilometres, and then rather bizarrely, 2:31 for the second kilometre, because they want 5:05 at 2k. I don't quite get that. And then they want to hit 3,000 in 7:39. Well, that means you're down there in the 7:40 territory, 12:40 territory. Grijalva, an interesting athlete in the orange there in 4th place. He's really come on this last couple of years, Chris, and could be a threat here, certainly for a place in the top 3. The man who at the moment is in 4th, hasn't raced in 6 weeks, so we can only assume comes into this fresh and ready.
Well, they're strung out already. Barely, 400 metres into this race. You can probably hear the accompaniment of a live band in the background. They're just going in front of them now, away to our left from our commentary position. But look at that Indian file already, 500 metres into this race. And a lively pace being set here by Munir Akbash.
Yes, Akbash of France, the 36-year-old, is a 1:49.800 fella. 3:39 for 1,500. They go through there at 61.6. The first lap, by the way, was 61.4. That was 600, obviously, just then. So into the back straight for the second time. But you know it's quick when they're stretched out like this in single file. And Stewie McSwain back in, what, about 7th, 8th place now. Look out too for Kajelcha. There he is in 7th place. One of the fastest men in history. The 8th placer at the World Championship. A bit disappointing that from Kajelcha.
Oleslagers then in the high jump. Passed at a second attempt at 194. Bar up at 197, trying to steal a march. Nothing to be gained by chugging along at 194. So here she is at 197. No, not too far away for the Australian, who had that wonderful, wonderful summer last year. As is her wont, straight into the notebook. Very harsh, giving her scores out of 10. Goodness me, we can see the detail there, giving herself some 8s and 9s. She's quite harsh on herself, is Nicola Oleslagers. Now then, Mochik with the bar at 197. First time clearances so far at 188 and 194. She leads the competition, does the 20-year-old. She's also won in Eugene, Rabat and Paris already in the Diamond League this season. Has had to train in various countries because of what's been going on in her home country. Yes, nice. They're really operating now in some sort of bubble, really, so removed from day-to-day existence back in Ukraine. She's very much still in touch with her family, but trying to block all that out as she goes about her business on the world circuit. But nicely done over at 197, and that is the standard that she will set for Eleanor Patterson here in the women's high jump. Nicely done from the world silver medalist. There is her coach, been with her for a long time, from Dnipro.
Well, that's a 61.8 lap there, 3.5 laps gone. They went through 1K in 2:33, 2:33.6, so really good pacemaking by Munir Akbash. They asked for 2:34. He's doing it well. Krop there in second place. Emmanuel Krop in the black is the second pacemaker. They're moving along at a really crisp tempo, but they are stretched out, pretty much single file. Kejelcha there, back in about 5th place now. Grant Fisher is right up there, the American 5,000 metre champion. He's never broken 13 minutes. Tonight would be a good time to do it, and I'll tell you what, he's on schedule something a long way below 13 minutes at the moment. Fisher in 4th place, just behind Grijalva. In the file, as you can see, for the top 9 athletes there, they're beginning to get away. Stewie McSwain is up there about 7th place. Grijalva in the 2nd place, behind Krop, the pacemaker. They went through 2K, by the way, in 5:07.15. Grant Fisher is in 3rd place. Kejelcha in 4th. The small figure of Jacob Krop is in 5th. And they're still moving at around 61 seconds per lap, high 61s. 61.6, 61.5, 61.8, 61.3, 61.5. Those are the sort of splits we've been getting. Really good, consistent running and great pacemaking by the man out in front at the moment, Emmanuel Krop. Grijalva just beginning to lose a little bit of ground, and Kejelcha it is who recognises the danger to move round and into the gap in 2nd place. They were looking for 3,000 metres in 7:39. It's not going to be much outside that. Maybe a couple of seconds. Krop swings wide now. His job more or less done. And Kejelcha, is this the old Kejelcha that we're used to? Such an aggressive racer on his day. Still only 25 years old. He's been around for years, Chris.
He has indeed. He seems ageless though. Back to the 5,000 in a moment, because business to attend to here for our reigning world champion Eleanor Patterson. She's in deep trouble here. She's seen Mayuchik go clear at 197. Here is her 3rd and final attempt at that height. Inviting the crowd to get behind her. Away to our right as we look out. Getting herself into the perfect mindset. Here she then. Clutch jump at 197. No. Didn't have the height. And the frustration for the Australian. Well, how emotions can change. It's what, barely 6 or 8 weeks ago that she was on top of the world, went to the top of the pile at those World Championships in Eugene, and now having to settle for 2nd place here for the moment in the women's high jump. Mayuchik is clear. The standard of 5,000 metres running this evening is quite fabulous. They've gone through 3,000 in 7:41. There were 6 at that point. These 4 beginning to get away. And Grant Fisher on the back of this little quartet, almost chopping his stride there as he runs into the back of the athlete in front of him. Kejelcha just relinquishes the lead to Krop. Abenyo is there as well. Fisher has got effectively 3 pacemakers there. He just needs to hang on to the back of that group, and he almost goes into the back of Kejelcha there, because these 4 are away. Stewie McSwain back in about 6th or 7th, the Australian. Looks like he's struggling a little bit. At 61.8 there, that's slowed a little. It has slowed a little. Grant Fisher, just a little subtext to this race, eyeing the US record Bernard Lagat, which has stood for 11 years. Now then, back to this long jump competition, early stages still. Kanisha Burks from the USA with her 2nd round effort. Had a no jump in round 1. 6:45, Bruma we saw leading the way for Nigeria ahead of Kate Hall. I don't think Burks has done enough. No, she hasn't. 6:18 only. She tucks it in 3rd place.
The gap is widening behind these 4. They're away. Krop it is who leads. But he's not really applying the pressure at the moment. Abenyo in 2nd place. Then Kejelcha, then Fisher. All he's got to do, Grant Fisher, is hang in there behind these 2 Kenyans and the Ethiopian in 3rd place. And he can get in amongst them and make the rostrum in this 5,000 metres. Bernard Lagat's American record, remember, that he could be going for here tonight, stands at 12:53.60. Krop pushing it on, but is he pushing it on us? He's the 10th fastest athlete in time. When he came second in Rome back in early June, he ran 12:46. They're not far off that sort of schedule at the moment, with 2.5 laps to run, and they go through 4,000 in 10:15 for this quartet. Is Krop doing enough here to break Benio, Kejelcha and Fischer? Just over 2 laps to run, and it still looks so relaxed. Benio, by contrast, in the blue there in second place. Quite an untidy run, and Kejelcha's beginning to feel the pressure, and Fischer very quickly recognises danger and eases past him. 2 laps to go, at 61.5 there. That US record is in real danger. Grant Fischer needs to find just under 2 more laps of hard running here.
He's looking good, isn't he? He's looking really fresh. Talked and looked confident coming into this race. Third in Monaco over 3K just a few weeks ago. Real interest in the States. Lots of message board activity coming into this meeting in Brussels about whether he could get this US record held by Bernard Lagat since, 2011.
Kejelcha losing ground all the time. Lobaloo, the find of the year from South Sudan, the 24-year-old, having a solid run. And there Grant Fischer recognises the danger as they come round into the straight for the penultimate time, because Benio is tired. Benio, who is the Commonwealth Games silver medalist at 10,000 metres, had to let Krop go. And Krop now pouring on the pressure. Has the American got the speed here? The bell in around 11:49. The cameraman standing in front of the clock by the finish line. That doesn't help, but as Grant Fischer goes into the back straight, 300 metres to run, right on the shoulder of Krop, and Krop will know he's there. He will sense the American is there. Has he got the speed over this last 300?
Krop looks good, glancing up at the big scoreboard, but look at the expression on the face of Fischer. Fischer still believes he can get something out of this. Just a metre, barely a metre between the two. 200 to go.
Less than 200 to run then. Grant Fischer pumping hard with the arms as he comes round the bend for the final time, and Krop turns it up another notch, tries to break the American, and for the first time has daylight, and eases away now. This isn't a sprint, this is a battle of survival, and Krop is the man who's going to survive best of them all. Watch the clock, it's fabulously quick. It's the fastest time in the world this year, 12:45.71, and Grant Fischer, probably half a second behind him, smashes the US record by something like 8 seconds. Incredible run. The rest of them pour across the line. Stewie McSwain there of Australia has just gone under 13 minutes for the first time. I got him at about 12:58, but he's down the field in a truly remarkable 5,000 here in Brussels in the King Baudouin Stadium. And Krop had to work for that one, and you have to admire him. He did the hard work, and I love to see hard workers. I love to see front runners putting in the graft. I love to see them break opposition who sit on them and hope to kick past them. And Krop did just that tonight, Jacob Krop. Brilliant run from the 21-year-old Kenyan. World Championship silver medalist, winner here in Brussels.
How fitting, Tim. How fitting on the 25th anniversary of Daniel Komen breaking the world record here in this very, very stadium that we had such a special race. Krop brilliantly winning in 12:45.71. The fastest time in the world this year. It's a big personal best, but they will be going absolutely wild stateside because Grant Fischer has demolished the US record held by Bernard Lagat. He's locked, 7 seconds nearly off that US record held by Lagat. What a race and what a finish. And it was only in the last 100 metres that Jacob Krop finally got rid of Grant Fischer. He was hanging on. Brilliant, brilliant racing.
Well, he becomes the 6th fastest man in history, just Jacob Krop. Elevates himself 4 places in the all-time list. That was a special run. And he did so much of the work. And this is where he took the lead and began to apply the pressure. About 3.5 laps out, he saw Kejelcha tiring. Benio, his compatriot, had to let him go. Daniel Simeon Benio, who's a 10,000 metre runner. I thought he might be the stronger of the two, coming through the last couple of laps, but it was quick. You have to remember that. These fellas are operating at only a click outside 61 seconds per lap for 12.5 minutes. And Krop got his reward, having worked so hard for the previous 4 or 5 minutes or so. Grant Fisher rocking from side to side there. He's a big fella, Grant Fisher. The opposite, a lot of these East Africans are long and lean. He's powerfully built, but he covers the ground so well. 12:45.96, his new American record, and that puts Grant Fisher way up there in the top 12 all time. Brilliant stuff. Something to celebrate, that's for sure. A reward for a big, big season from the American. The US Championships was back in the 26th of June. He took that title. He was second in their 10,000. He had a fabulous campaign at the Worlds.
Let's catch our breath and return to the women's high jump, bar at 2 metres for Nicola.